Pardon me for sounding like an old prospector in a western, but there's gold in their dome. I'm Chris Wolvie, the wrestling vlogger who always tells it like it is. Yep. The 13th night / Clash of Champions has 9 title matches and not a lot in the bum, unfortunately. Well, there are new faces, no doubt. That'll give the matches some freshness. But the most of the rest are same old, same old. Same old tag teams going for the gold and probably not lasting past it. Same people for the secondary titles, though a few ladders will help one of them be a fair bit better. Same old women's champs, one facing the same old opponent while the other actually gets fresh blood. Same old WWE title match, just with an emergency vehicle thrown in. The only ones with truly fresh faces are the women's tag. I know, right? And the Universal title. But to think one of the previous pay-per-views by this name had the McMahons dressed as a Roman royal family in order to hype it. Now it just has a kitschy subtitle. That's 2020 for you. Here are my predictions for Clash of Champions Gold Rush. Start with the kickoff, though I'm loath to see this one on the kickoff. Raw Women's Championship, Asuka versus Zelina Vega. Now, I'm glad to see Vega getting back in the ring after so long. I did have her as a Rookie of the Year in 2018, but her time as a manager of the A-holes have probably atrophied her wrestling abilities. I mean, she's only been in 6 matches in all of 2020, and the match against Mickie James was her only win. Zelina will give her all, but the Empress of Tomorrow will be at all from the very start. Winner and still champ, Asuka. Women's Tag Team Championships. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defend against the old but improved Riot Squad. Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan seem to be poised to do what they couldn't do with Sarah Logan, actually win some gold. And I'd say they're more than capable. After all, Baszler and Jax only got together to take the titles from Bayley and Banks, so why bother sticking around now? I think the Queen of Spades and the Irresistible Force are better off as foes than tag champs. Winners and new champs, the Riot Squad. SmackDown Tag Team titles, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura against the Lucha House Party. Sorry guys, but I don't see this happening. With all the build-up they've been having with pushing around by Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Gran Metalik against each other, you just know one of them is going to snap and send one or both of the others to 205 Live after a revenge match. As to which one? Who cares? The Bar 2.0 have it all over the Luchadores. It would take Sin Cara coming back to hold the Lucha House Party together. Winners and still champs, Cesaro and Nakamura. Raw Tag Team titles. Street Profits against Angel Garza and Andrade. I guess what the A-holes needed was to get rid of the dead weight, and that weight was allegedly Zelina Vega. Now they seem to be acting more like a real team. Not sure that could be enough to lift them past Dawkins and Ford, but I'm willing to see where this goes. Now, Montez Ford has been phenomenally good as of late, and Dawkins has been keeping his partner going strong as well. The question is, are we ready for fresh meat to put those belts around? And I dare say, yes. Yes, it is. It may not last long. I mean, the Profits might just take it back at Survivor Series or the like, but it would be nice to see this one bunch of a-holes win, especially this year. Winner and new champs, Andrade and Garza. SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defends against Nikki Cross. Nikki, booby, you're a nice Scottish lass and no doubt about it. But you're saying that Bayley is nothing without Sasha Banks, well, it's a touch hypocritical if you ask me. After all, would you have gotten as far as you have without Alexa Wyatt at Bliss? My guess is seriously large no. You'd have been tossed like the rest of Sanity was when they left NXT. Bayley was doing just fine before rejoining Banks, and she's doing fine with Banks gone. For now, anyway. We all know this is leading to a Banks-Bayley showdown in the future, and Nikki, you are just not part of it. Winner and still champ, Bayley. United States Championship. Can't believe this isn't on the kickoff. Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews. Again. Okay, to be fair, the two have done more talking to each other than fighting each other. But the point of this is this feud is already getting old. Like WWF versus Alliance after 2 months old. And having Cedric Alexander turn the Hurt Business into Nation of Domination 3.0 isn't exactly helping. And every time Lashley has faced Crews, guess who's landed on top? Apollo, I'm glad you finally got a title after so long, but it's time to be relegated to either Raw Underground or the 24/7 title circuit. Winner and still champ Bobby Lashley. Triple ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. An IC champ hits the bricks for a number of months, forcing a new champ to be crowned, only for the old champ to return and claim that he's the real champ, and set up a ladder match with 2 title belts hanging overhead to be grabbed. Jeez Louise, they're reaching all the way back to 1994 for angles, aren't they? And as great as the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon match at WrestleMania 10 was, does this really need rehashing? Now, the fact that the words Hardy and ladder are practically synonymous as far as the WWE is concerned sort of makes the victor a given, right? Not so fast, my friend. I'm getting more WrestleMania 35 vibe myself. Remember what happened then when 2 champs took on a third party with both titles on the line? Yep, I'm thinking AJ is the Becky Lynch of this match. Someone who came in with nothing and kicked both Hardy and Zayn in the teeth to win it all. Winner and new champ, AJ Styles. Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. With Braun Strowman now apparently on Raw and Bray Wyatt being downgraded to Alexa Bliss's earworm, was this really the best the WWE could come up with? I think I'd have preferred even King Corbin or Sheamus to go after the title, but no. Roman's a heel now, and as such can only face a face. And no chance in hell Matt Riddle was going to make it. I'm not saying this isn't going to be a fresh match. A battle of Samoan family members is a rare thing indeed. But there is a reason Jay gets asked, which one are you? And that reason is he and Jimmy are peas in a pod. And neither of them truly deserve to hold a singles title because they've been a tag team for so damn long. And the Usos broke up maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, and Jay had been the only one still in the WWE. Maybe I could see this as being a chance at a major upset. As such, Jay will just have to wait for Jimmy to get out of the slammer again to be relevant and successful. Winner and still reigning, defending, undisputed, yada yada yada, Roman Reigns. Finally, WWE Championship ambulance match. Drew McIntyre against Randy Orton. There's no doubt in my mind that Randy Orton is a first ballot WWE Hall of Famer. Will he become a 16-time world champ like Ric Flair said he'd be? Still up for debate. Would really rather had been him first instead of John Cena, but whatever. I'm just not quite sure we're ready for the new blood to give up his crown yet. I'm sure it's been hard for McIntyre to be a king with no adoring subjects in person to cheer him on, but he has been doing as good a job as can be expected from it. And he seems to be enjoying his time in the spotlight, even if the only ones cheering him are his peers. I'm also a little shocked that Orton is even fighting. I mean, it seems to me he's big enough to have entered Brock Lesnar only fight in front of big crowds territory by now. Pardon, but this is no wrestling match. The only way to win is to put your opponent into the back of an ambulance and slam the door shut. This match has brawl written all over it, and not that Orton hasn't had his fair share of brawls, mind. Not just against a man whose entire life has more or less been a brawl. It'll be close. I think Orton will get him into the ambulance, but McIntyre will literally kick out and get to win to, if there's any sanity left in this world, end the feud. Winner and still champ Drew McIntyre. Those are my picks. Now let's hope this gold rush doesn't turn into pyrite. I'm Chris Wolvie, the Wrestling Blog, who always tells it like it is. Stay safe, and I'll see you.